I'm eating the same thing every single day. Although, if you watch me in the mornings, I do eat the same breakfast like every single day. So this is like super easy. It's a pound of chicken, and I'm using chicken breast, and I'm going to show you how to cut those because they're hard to cook when they're really big. And then you need vegetable oil and then barbecue of your choice. So if you got, you know, a barbecue sauce that you want to marinate them in, that's a great idea. You've got a barbecue rub, or even, you know, Italian rub would be amazing. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm a little bit of a wimp when it comes to chicken. I don't like to touch it. So if you're like that and you're steering away from chicken, buy some gloves. So then you don't have to touch it. Okay, so I have these gigantic chicken pieces, which, like I said, are hard to, they're hard to cook and get even. So like chicken breast is like a great price, and cheap and easy, but you know, if you can't cook it and like it, then it's not a good value. Okay, so I have the closing cut, and I'm going to take my gigantic chicken here, and I'm going to put it in the closing cut, and then I'm going to push that down, and I'm going to slice across the closing cut to slice my chicken, which hopefully it's going to behave, because in true Laura fashion, I haven't tried this ahead of time. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Okay, so I've got it cut across. I think I'm gonna try another one. Let's do, I feel like I need to cut them in half because they're so big. Maybe they fit in there a little better. Okay, so I'm gonna stuff that in there, squash it down, and then I'm going to take my knife and go across so it leaves like a little tiny opening. Okay, see how that one did. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so now I'm on a roll. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one here. So super easy way. Yes, I could just cut it down the middle, but you know, trying to get it to like stand up and cut at the same time is kind of tricky. So this one came out a little bit big, my little first one that I demoed. So I'm gonna pop that in here. Try again. Now to get them all even, because when you're cooking chicken, I'm just going to cook it in the skillet. But I want them all to be about the same size. Not that they need to be like perfectly uniform, but I want them to be kind of a similar size so that when they cook evenly and I don't end up with dry chicken, which was what I was trying to avoid in the first place. Okay, so I'm gonna take these and cut them into like bites so that I'm the only one that has to cut. Nobody else has to cut once they eat. If you're just joining, I would love for you to say hi. It looks like Chris is online. Hey, Chris. If you know what you're having for dinner, I would love to know what people are eating, because man, I had this like great plan and then I was like, I don't want to stay in the kitchen for too long and cook. So definitely became my cheap and easy version for dinner. So I just got back from conference on Saturday evening, and I went with my awesome sister-in-law and Chris and Kelly and Kim from my team, and we had so much fun, and everybody is like on fire right now and super excited, but I'm sure that they're having the same thing where it's like, well, now I have to cook and figure out what I'm going to make, and maybe your fridge is empty. So this is like super easy. You just take chicken and we're going to put it in a baggie so there's less cleanup. I'm using the Kansas City barbecue rub, and yes, I'm using gloves with my chicken because I can't stand to touch chicken. It feels slimy to me. So went down into hubby's workshop and I grabbed some gloves so I don't have to touch anything. Okay, so I'm gonna open up my baggie. I love to marinate things in bags because then I don't have to clean it, so that makes it super easy. If you want to follow along and you don't have barbecue, you could use literally any rub you wanted. Okay, so let me take the gloves off real quick. Okay, throw these away so they don't end up in everything else. All right, and then I'm going to use the Kansas City style barbecue. which if I'm using a little bit, I'll use the pour spout, you know, like the side over here. But if I'm gonna dump it in like this, you might as well just open it up and dump it in. So I'd say that was probably like 2 tablespoons if you're a person that likes to measure. And this is kosher salt because salt brings out the flavor in everything. So, you know, if you're allowed to have salt, definitely like don't shy away from adding salt to things because it definitely brings out the flavor, especially in like veggies. So, you know, if you find that you don't like veggies, add some salt to it. See if that changes things. You try cooking them or sauteing them or steaming them or grilling them. It's a great way to kind of, maybe you like carrots that are cooked and you don't like carrots that are cold. It looks a little light to me, so I'm adding more. This is cool because it's not a liquid. You don't have to marinate it. So, you know, on the go meal, super fast. So, hi Sarah. Also keeps me from, again, not having to touch the chicken. So I'll probably have maybe rice with this, and usually I don't make all parts of our meal. Like I get some grab and go things like frozen broccoli and rice in a bag or something like that, just to keep it simple. So if I'm making one thing, I'm not having to make everything else to keep it kind of a balanced meal. Okay, so next up, I'm going to throw this into a saute pan with some olive oil and cook it up. They show it on here, and I'll post the recipe. Not much of a recipe, but it smells amazing. With like little toothpicks in it, you know, so you could eat it as like bar food. So I don't know that I'm gonna go that far, but you know, made it super cheap and super easy. I got 3 more huge pieces of chicken that I can use this week for something completely different, which saves you money. So that's less than like $2 a head for a meal, which is great right now. So I hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments. And if you know what you're having for dinner, I would love to know. So have a great day, everybody. Bye.